acceptance. And that can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. So I'll read it out. Clearly, what is meant to be is. The peace is always in that. And that's Ganji. Are you finding it difficult to accept things the way they are? Are you fighting your current circumstances, wishing for something different? What if everything taking place in this moment is exactly as it should be? What if you were to just relax? When you accept that everything is as it is, the natural course of action flows freely. When you continue to fight, resist, rail against what is here, you keep those circumstances in motion. When you truly relax and let what is just be, the next appropriate action is effortlessly revealed. Acceptance leads to wholesome right action. I think that's a really brilliant card to have, because acceptance is, like you say, for many of us on our journey, doing different things and in different situations, this is what we all aspire to be accepting in the situation we're in, instead of forcing something else or forcing what we think should be happening. Because I've journeyed through my life at times totally in the flow, in alignment, and everything works out perfectly. And then when I've gone against it, because I think in my mind that it should be a different way, or I should be going that way, or I confuse my energy and in not accepting it, then it just blows up in your face, as it were, because it's not your journey. And if you went down that path, it just takes you longer to get back on it. So when we realize that we can accept where we are and how we are and what's happening in our lives, and it's not accepting, just because it's bad stuff or good stuff, it's accepting that, right, I'm here right now, so what can I make of it? How can I make it good? How can I become that alignment that I need to be? And it's about not forcing, not making things that aren't there. So you're not giving your mind chance to butt in and say, oh, you should be doing this way. Oh, you've got to do that. Oh, you haven't got enough money for that. There's so many different things that come into your mind, and it is scary because nobody ever knows where they are and what they're doing. We all like to think that somebody else has got it all sussed and that they're doing the right things and they're in a good space. But really, I think we're all in the same place. Nobody really knows what they're doing. They're just flowing into it. And when people are in the flow, you feel it and you think they've got it made and they've cracked it. And really they haven't. They're just flowing in that energy right now, and it's right for them. And that's when you feel from them that it is the right place for them to be. And you'll know yourself when you're in that flow, because it feels good. You get a little whoop in your heart and in your gut that tells you that you're in the right place, and it's exciting, and you're pushed almost from the back, pushed into that situation where you feel that little gut instinct and your heart flutters, and you just go forward with that. When it doesn't do that, it may be that it's not for you right now, so that may be something that will come in the future if you see that in your future. I've seen a lot of things in the past in my future, and I'd say 50-50, whereas half has worked out and half hasn't, So, and even what people have told me and said, because like I say, my path is going to take me a different way. If my mind wants to go that way and my heart wants to go that way, there's decisions to make all the time to accept the path that you take. So in our lives, acceptance is whichever path we take, we accept where we are right now, where we are next week, where we are the week after, however long it takes us to get back into that alignment and to accept our true authenticity of alignment, of what we're meant to be doing. Because a lot of people, even myself, I've always thought I'm here for a reason. There's a bigger reason than me that I'm here. There may be or may not be, but that's my belief. And I've kept that for a long, long time, about 20 years. And everything we do, I think, is we are creating, we are assisting, we are in service. So whoever listens to us, whoever crosses our path, it may be just a sentence, a word, and we can help somebody with that. And in return, I feel we get energy back from that because, we're helping somebody on their path to have that realization and to accept that, oh, right, my head wants to be somewhere else, but that person noticed that actually I'm not in alignment with that right now because I'm not doing the things or thinking or feeling the things that I should be to accept it. So it's how can you say, our journeys are the journey wherever we're taken, wherever we go. I'd say 10 years ago, I wouldn't have said that I would be sitting here now where I am, feeling the way I feel, feeling good in my heart. And I'm joyous, I love my life, whatever it brings, however it brings, because I've been in the depths of not accepting, not knowing, not doing. And it's a scary place to be because to accept that you're in that place at that time, you really have to tread slowly, little steps, but always feel it, like you say, in your heart, in your gut. And those little feelings just propel you forward. They'll push you. And you find that when you go the right way, it speeds up even to get you there, So if I read the card again after what I've just said and see what it brings for you again. So are you finding it difficult to accept things the way they are? Are you fighting your current circumstances, wishing for something different? What if everything taking place in this moment is exactly as it should be? What if you were just to relax? When you accept that everything is as it is, the natural course of action flows freely. When you continue to fight, resist, rail against what is here, you keep those circumstances in motion. But when you truly relax and let what is just be, the next appropriate action is effortlessly revealed. Acceptance leads to wholesome right action. So in a lot of ways, you could say, okay, I accept where I am right now. Show me the next step. Show me the next step. And you're literally telling your soul to guide you because, as we believe or may not believe that there are higher beings. I do personally, but some people may not. But you're not just talking to something out there, you're also talking to what's in here. Because if you think of the God within us and the God energy within us is everything and everywhere, you're actually talking to yourself as well. So when we ask and accept, and everything else is about us, it's about the universe, about the whole in general, even though we're all connected, we're all on our own journey, and we will cross paths with other people, other places, other situations, and accept that, oh, I'm here right now, I'm doing this, and where will it lead me? Show me the next step. And then you can accept that or not accept that. That is your choice. There's always a choice as to where we are and what we do. So on that note, I'm going to leave it there, and I'd love you to comment. Surrender. Yeah, definitely. Surrender. It is. It's a great way to look at life and surrendering. And sometimes we forget because like the energy of everything that is everywhere, and it is us as well. And I think when we push against things, we're actually pushing against any energy that's coming in to get us on the right path and the right timing. And sometimes, like you say, we run ahead of ourselves and jump in. But, if the universe, God wants you in that place, you want to be in that place, you'll get there. You'll get there. It is. When I've accepted in the past, it has been transformative and opened up the path. Definitely, definitely. I've done it so many times that it's it can blow your mind sometimes at the thought of it. Just everything's, because I used to say, oh, it's always last minute for me when the universe steps in, my angels step in. It's always last minute, and I'm fighting against it. And it was only because I said it always that it always did happen. Now I've removed that and I say it's in my timing. It's not always the case. You know, it used to be that everything was last minute. And I think if I was shown where the next step was, I might not run that way anyway, because some of the things that have happened in my life have been quite extraordinary. And to still be here sitting about, you know, laughing about it and the things that have happened, being homeless twice, being penniless, jobless. There's just so many things, you know, in my life that have happened. Abuse, memory loss, yeah, abuse, being raped. It's all these things that come together, and you think, gosh, they could break a lot of people. And I think, gosh, those experiences have made me who I am. You know, they've made me stronger, and they've made me realize that I want to be alive. I want to live, and I want to live happy and joyous and in my own space, as it were. So it's like, you know, however you live your life and accept what is and how it is. Like I say, I never accepted to be homeless. I decided, you know, I'm not going to be homeless. And I did, it was last minute that somebody stepped in. It was somebody I never knew, you know, stepped in and offered me a room with a mattress on the floor. And I was quite happy for 3 months to take that, because I thought, okay, I need to be in this place with this person for a little while, and that's where I'm going to be. And I learned a lot about myself in those times, you know. So it's all about trusting as well as accepting. You know, there's no point in fighting it, because otherwise you just end up miserable, and it just isn't worth it. It isn't worth it, because we all deserve to feel alive, feel love, and the love starts here. The same with our energy, it starts here. You know, to love thyself, to know thyself. And then you learn to accept. Accept I had to let go of my son, to return to Australia and let go of 3-bedroom home. Yeah. And I've done the same too. So it's, you know, it's where life will take you next. And it is a choice, but we know the choices we make were right. You know, it doesn't feel like that at the time, and it hurts like hell for a little while, but it's the choices we make and have made. And then you realize after, it's like the best thing I did was to do that, for not just for my growth, but for their growth. You know, so when you let other people go for a little while, it doesn't mean that you're letting them go for good. It's like you say, it's because it's good for you right now, good for them. And everybody's learning. You know, when we hold on to somebody else's energy, we're actually stopping their journey. You know, so they can't accept. They'll actually live in your journey or live in somebody else's journey where they may need to be somewhere else. And once we accept that, you know, it's not that we can just keep somebody with us for the rest of our lives, because everybody has a choice. So, you know, when we move forward, we find the reasons why we did it and justified to ourselves, and it makes us feel better. And that's an acceptance in itself. So yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed this inspirational card. Let me know in the comments if you have anything you need to ask or say. And thank you for being here.